All right, so we here. We got Insta, we got Facebook and YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So give it a few minutes. But what I will do is I'll just first off just thank everybody for always supporting anything that I do, wherever I'm at, wherever I go. Appreciate all of you for continuing to jump on and be a part of it. It's a great conversation that I want to talk about. I had a good weekend, but some things always tend to happen in this thing called life. People tend to, treat you a certain type of way and catch you off guard at times. So we're going to talk about that, just how the weekend went, how it progressed, what I learned not only about myself during this time, but just about others. And so we'll jump into it. So I came here to LA, been here since Thursday. Got here on Thursday, and I actually originally came here to participate in this Cali Bones domino tournament. And been here for a full 3 days of nothing but dominoes. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday was a meet and greet with all of the players that were involved in the tournament. Saturday was the doubles tournament and the fights, which that fight was a no doubter. And Sunday was a singles tournament, the big one, singles tournament, 80 players from all over the country. Uh, Lots of champions was in the building. Um, it was pretty amazing to see how many like national champs were a part of this tournament here in uh, California. But it was cool. It was really cool. I had a wonderful time. Um, when you think about being involved in these type of tournaments, uh, you just never know what to expect. And for me, like I know I play a lot, and uh, I think I'm a pretty decent player for the most part, but I definitely didn't expect to do as well as I did. And so, I my first match I played a champion, uh, like a multiple time champion of not only playing here and winning, but he won in numerous other places. And so when I started this tournament, I was like really nervous because I didn't expect. What's going on, Luscious? How are you? Is that Diamond? Let me call you Diamond. Uh, but I didn't expect to start off the tournament. Oh, what's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? Thank you for jumping on. Um, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna be back and forth because I got my Instagram on over here, then I got Facebook and YouTube over here. So I'm just kind of explaining the weekend, how everything went this weekend, and just some things that I learned on this particular trip. So thank you guys for coming on. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and like and share it out if you would like to. Um, but anyway, so I started off the tournament um, playing a champ, and out the gate, I was definitely nervous about the task at hand. But it was interesting because as soon as we sat down to get started, it was it was honestly a no doubter. Like the tournament, to me, it just came really um, natural. Playing dominoes is a natural thing. Nerves are definitely going to happen, in anything that you do. But once we started playing, all those nerves was out the door, and it didn't matter what he played. I had every domino to take care of him in 2 games solid. It was over. Um, but it was great. What's going on? Lever and a hop. Sorry if I said that wrong, but anyway, so yeah, I played this champ. I was nervous about playing him, and the nerves went away as soon as we started shaking up the bones, and I knocked him out 2 quick games, and I was on to the next person. The game was so quick. Um, he was the second person that got knocked out, and for me, I was pretty fortunate um, to get on a roll, and I played some. I'm trying to see what's your name. What's your name? Because I can't really see the face very well. So tell me what your name is, and I'll bring you on. Um, it says Lever Hannah Hop, Hannah Pope, Hannah Pope. Um, but anyways, like I was saying, it was a start of something really good, and so I got on a roll. I won my first 4 battles, my first 4 matches, really well. There was one guy that was really good, and we went back and forth, and you know, there was a time where we were pretty much neck and neck, and both of us needed one score to win. And luckily, I ended up pulling it out. But um, afterwards, we talked, and he gave me mad props, and he wished me luck on the way. And really, to me, I think that's extremely important when it comes to being in these competitive games. Is always giving credit where credit is due. And he was literally probably the toughest competition that I had um, to that point. Um, then, after winning my first 4, I went up against um, this young man named Alex from Cali. And when I say Alex is a little intimidating, that would be somewhat of an understatement. Alex is a very confident person. He knows the game very well. He is 3 steps ahead of you when it comes to playing the game, and unfortunately, I had one good hand where I could get him in some trouble and possibly, taking advantage over him, and the dominoes fall the way that they fall. He goes into the yard, one pulls. Goes into the yard, one pulls again. Goes into the yard, finds money, and it was kind of that kind of a run at the end where anything that he did, I tried to capitalize. Anytime I tried to capitalize, he always had an answer. And so instead of him um, going down, how are you? How's it going? Um, it was a clear switch. When I think about my first game and going up against Ricky, it was a complete switch from me beating Ricky to Alex beating me the same exact way. And reality is, you know, if you don't get the right dominoes, you can't win. It don't matter how smart you are, how intelligent you are at this game. You still have to be able to have the right ones to get money, to get you out, and avoid them scoring. And it just didn't work out that way. Uh, so I ended up getting my first loss. Went into the loser bracket, and I literally needed 2 games to get into the finals. And went up against this guy named J.J. Willis. If he's watching, yes, I'm talking about you. and I do. I sing a little bit, not as much as I used to, but I still try and get out and sing a little bit. And I actually went out this weekend after the tournament was over. I ended up going to this spot out in gosh, where was it at? I can't remember. It was probably an hour from here. I went to the spot and did one song at the spot. I'll post a link for it if you want to see it. But I did one song. I did "Ordinary People" by John Legend. Uh, I was out there with a good friend of mine uh, that I had known from quarantine karaoke. Actually, I met her a few years ago, a couple years ago, and she was in. She lives here in town, and so I was like, "Yo, how about we meet up?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring my friend." I was like, "Cool, let's make it happen." And so we ended up doing some okie, and it was cool. It was cool. But anyways, back to the dominoes. It's interesting because I got into the loser bracket, and I went up against JJ, and sometimes even in the app when you play the Flyclops app, a lot of the times when you play this game online, the app usually has the favors over anybody. I mean, it's not him versus me. It's the app versus him versus me. A lot of times the app usually wins. Um, but in this case, JJ, me and JJ, our first hand, I had him on the ropes, and I scored five, he scored five, and then I scored 10, and then he went to the yard and grabbed like three dominoes, and I had four over here, six there, and I had three fours in my head. And he goes into the yard, one pulls, like I think it was 4-1 or 4-2, and I immediately see the game changes, the trajectory of the game changes, and I end up going to the yard and pulling. I play, he scores 10. I got a chance to kill, and instead of me killing, I go the opposite way, which in turn ends up allowing him to get off his double and him domino. And that in itself was the biggest play of the game because this game is only to 150. One mistake, this man gets all the money out of my hand, and he's off into the races. So I'm behind from that point on, and um, so yeah, it was a great tournament. I'm telling you guys, like, if you've never experienced, you know, going to national domino tournament, I had a blast. I will do it again. This is actually my fourth one that I've been to. I've been to. I went to the one in DFW down in Dallas. I went to the one in Houston. I've been to a couple domino tournaments in Chicago, and this is my first LA tournament. I also showed up at the Seattle tournament, but I didn't compete in that one. I just wanted to show up and show my support. But overall, guys, this is really what I wanted to talk about this weekend. Um, and some of the things that I learned. Uh, there were some things that transpired throughout the weekend that really had an effect on me and really hit me in a place and made me feel some type of way about um, what I've been doing and how I've been dealing with people. And it was interesting because um, I went down there by myself. I came down here by myself, and Diamond hit me in my inbox. I'll get you the info for the merch. This is the new one of the new shirts. It says Circle Swag on the front. Then in the back of it. But yeah, I'll get you the info once I get off on the merch or whatnot. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, it's been a um, interesting weekend because I don't always connect with everybody because I'm a little different. And what I mean by that is just, um, I was born here in Washington, or I was born in Washington, raised by my mom for the most part. My dad was a kind of a person that really was a complete opposite. He was a Rolling Stone and, did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. He didn't really abide by the same rules as my mom did. And so, my dad was in the military, and then after the military, he got discharged, and the rest is kind of history. But my dad taught me everything I know about dominoes. If he didn't teach me nothing else, dominoes was the one thing that me and my dad used to do for hours. And I mean, we'd sit at the table. My dad would beat me over and over and over and over and over again at this game. He beat me over and over and over and over and over again every day. Every day I wake up, if I had a free moment, my dad would sit me at the table. He would teach me the game. He'd talk mess to me every time he won. And he said, one of these days, you'll learn how to play this game. Until then, I'm just going to keep beating you. And that was kind of what it was. And, it took me a long time to get to where I'm at today. But what's up, Dennis? How you doing, bro? But my dad taught me everything. He taught me how to lose with dignity, and he taught me how to win with dignity. And the reason why this is such an important topic for this weekend is watching these people that I've seen online, I've played on the app, and seen with trophies in their hands, and all these times that they have, continued to shine. I've seen a side of these, a few people that were there that really made me feel like, what did I do to deserve this feeling? And I'm not gonna lie, when I played Alex is really when it all started. Um, it was interesting because I had won 4 games in a row against 4 solid players, and not one person was there to watch it, experience it, be a part of it. And I don't mean nothing to me because y'all know me. I'm gonna still do my thing. But as soon as I started playing Alex, which shout out to Alex, man, that dude he's a killer. Like I said, he won. They got second place in the duos tournament this weekend, and then they came back the next day and they took first place. And Alex took first, and his partner took second. So they scooped up all the money this weekend. They got all the money this weekend. So shout out to both them guys, uh, Boski and Alex, for doing what they came to do, was win. And but back to this situation, it was interesting because we were playing, and Alex is aggressive. He's an aggressive player. I'm really quiet. Y'all know I'm chill. I'm real chill. Um, you know, but if the vibe is right, then I can level it up a little bit. But I was chill because I had seen the duels competition the day before, and so when I seen Alex was my next opponent, I was like, okay, well, I got to tighten up. I got to make sure that I don't make no mistakes, because I know if I made any mistakes, he was going to take advantage and go to town on me. And clearly, it was like the trajectory of the game and the way that it was leaning was, it was on my side to start, And I had him in the yard numerous times, but he kept one pulling. He one pull. He one pull. Money, money. And then all of a sudden, all this momentum that I had started with, it was out the door. And he was leveled up. He was loud, slamming the bones, hella hard. Everybody was venturing over to the table to watch what was going on. And then all of a sudden, the nerves started to build up inside of me. And, like, I, at no point in any game that I've played this weekend have I ever been disrespectful to anybody. I respect every single player that has ever sat down across the table from me or next to me because I know they're all killers. They're all respectful people, and they're all good. They really play this game, and so once he started getting leveled up, it's like all these people were surrounded around watching it go down and wanted to be a part of the action. And, I got the first person that I beat to start the tournament next to me heckling me. And then his person that he's playing with starts heckling me as well. And so I'm getting it from all angles. And I'm just confused because I don't know where it came from. I don't think I deserved it, but they felt like it was necessary for them to attack me, which it worked. It really worked. It definitely had an effect on my mentality, not only in that game but my next game. And I think in order to be a champion at something like this, you have to understand that there are going to be those people in the audience that are going to try and uh, get into your head. And it's something that I've worked on a long time, not just in the domino community, but in the singing community, in poker community, and anything that I've done that's competitive. There's always going to be that person across that says you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You don't know nothing about this. I was even called. I was called a name too by someone. Um, what was that name he called me? He said. He said David's. He's. Gosh, what? I I got to think about this name that this brother called me, and I'll never forget it. It's right there on the tip of my mind. But he said I'm a weirdo. That was it. And it was really weird because I don't know the guy. We played dominoes twice. We played once at the meet and greet at in in Houston. We played once at the meet and greet in Houston, and then we played in the tournament in Dallas. And he beat me by 10 points in Houston, and then we played in Dallas in the tournament in Dallas. He beat me first game. I beat him the second game. He beat me the third game. It was a battle, and he beat me. Never complained about it, not once. But for him to call me a weirdo uh, was was a surprise because at no point did I say anything negative about him. I know exactly the type of person he is, which is crazy to think. When I think about everybody's like, go back to Tacoma, go back to Tacoma, go back to Washington. I'm like, okay, well, cool. Uh, um, Fuel for the fire is usually what it's supposed to be, but it ended up being something different. Uh, but one thing that I'll remember from that is that we're all cut from a different cloth. We're not all the same. We don't all eat the same. We don't all move the same. We don't all breathe the same air. We don't all walk the same, talk the same, live the same lifestyle. We haven't all grown up in the same environment. You know what I mean? So yes, maybe I am a weirdo to him because he's from Houston, and he's really, how he is. I can't even say he's ghetto because I don't look at him as ghetto. He's just not like me. My lifestyle's way different than his, obviously. And and to me, that's the most important thing. And I wish, and I hope and pray that if anybody gets anything out of this conversation, that they get that it's okay to be who you are. You don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to be, wearing your clothes a certain way. You don't have to be walking a certain way. You don't have to be rocking a certain way. You do what you think is good for you, and that's it. If people have a problem with you, that's their problem. If people don't like who you are and the way you do things, that's their problem. They're missing out. So that's the one thing that I want to leave on everybody when it comes to this weekend and the things that transpired this weekend is that, yes, I was, you know, attacked a little bit. Yes, I was belittled a little bit. Yes, I was talked down about a little bit. Yes, I was um, targeted a little bit. But at the end of the day, if someone is taking the time to come at you sideways or treat you a certain type of way, that's not nothing wrong with them. That's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with them. Why? Because they're not taking the time to get to know who you are and the type of person you are. Or at least meet you in the middle and say, okay, well, you're this way, well, I'm this way. Oh, that's cool. How can we coexist with our differences? And so, yeah, that's the one thing that I learned about this weekend is that there were some amazing players there. There were some amazing people there. Like I got an opportunity to meet a man that has written 3 books. He's a multi-national champion at dominoes. Been in the game for as long as pretty much all of us have been alive. But it was great to me. That was amazing to me. An opportunity to meet Mr. Travis Newsom and get one of his books. Um, it was amazing to me. That's a big deal to me. There were so many people that were in the house that I wanted to get to know, that I wanted to go up to them and say, "Hey, my name is." But you could also see some people's demeanor was like, "Oh, that's him," and they shied to the left. At the end of the day, if what you see isn't anything that you're interested in being a part of, that's fine. Keep it pushing. Good luck to you. God bless. You know, um, I wish you well. But moving forward, guys, nothing else. Just take care of each other, man. It's crazy to me how I came down here by myself to be in a tournament with 80 plus people all across the country. And, I made some amazing friends. And I also seen some people and who they truly are. And I'm glad that I chose to go the way that I went because I don't want to be a part of that. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. I'll be fine where I'm at. Um, and so will you. So don't ever be afraid to do something you love to do. Don't ever be worried about what people think about you because we're all different. We're all different in our own way. You know. So, so overall, this weekend was amazing. I had a wonderful time hanging out with everybody at the Domino tournament. After the tournament, I went to hang out with my friend from um, Quarantine Karaoke, and that was great. Thank you so much, Rachel, for coming out and hanging out. And then yesterday, I went to Hollywood and just hung out in Hollywood by myself. Just walked the strip and seen some sights. And when I think about Hollywood, what I got from it is a lot of beauty and a lot of frustration at the same time, which is it's the story of our lives. It's what we live every day. Anywhere you go, you're going to see that. Seattle is the same way. It's such a beautiful city, but there's always the ugly, which is a lot of homelessness, a lot of drugs, and people that are struggling to try and find a way and get out of poverty. Same deal when I went down Hollywood Boulevard. Same deal. Such a beautiful place. It reminds me a little bit of Vegas. Um, so many people all over the place. But there is a lot of homelessness, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of struggling people, and it's sad. It's sad. But I had a great time, and I'm excited to get home. Shoot, I had a good time. You know, so yeah, that's really all I really wanted to talk about. I was hoping that some of the guys from the Cali Bones crew would at least jump on and say hello and talk a little bit about how their weekend went, how they enjoyed meeting up with everybody. Um, what was the highlight of their weekend? What was, some things that probably need to be worked on. I want to give a huge shout out to Dennis for Dennis, Sandy, Pretty Tam, all the rest of the Cali Bones uh, family for putting on an amazing event. Very well put together. No problems. You didn't see no issues, no fights, none of the craziness that you usually see when a whole bunch of black people get together. It was really well put together, and Dennis was on his business, and I appreciate him for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. And like I said, when you guys come back up to Washington, hit me up, and I'll do what I can to kind of help build the Washington following um, up because we had a decent tournament here, but nothing like California's tournament, nothing like Houston's tournament, nothing like Dallas's tournament. We got work to do, but I know a lot of domino players, and I'm going to do my part to try and get us there. So keep me in the loop next time you guys venture out this way. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's really it, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Appreciate it for both of you guys. All my Instagram people and my Facebook and YouTube people for spending some time with me. I will be home in about 5 hours. I get in there about 5 o'clock, and then it's gonna be about half an hour, 45 minutes to get home, and then uh, back to reality. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in Tacoma. All right, peace.